Oh, and thank you so much for joining us for episode 7. Y'all, we've been doing this for 7 weeks already. What? Episode 7 of Waterdeep Dragon Heist here on Variant Roles. My name is Eugenio Vargas, and I just realized that I have the Twitch channel on, and it's not muted. So I'm hearing myself 10 seconds in delay. That was horrible. Hi, welcome everybody. Okay, let's try this again. Thanks for joining us for episode 7 of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, hosted by Variant Roles. I'm Eugenio Vargas. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm also known as your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, DM Jazzy Hands from the actual play podcast, The Last Refuge. Let's go ahead and go around and introduce the rest of the team. Let's start this week with Allison. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. A little chilly here in Oklahoma, but had our first semi-snowfall. But if you can count it as that. But anyways, you can find me on Twitter at Letica05. We also throw a roleplay, and I play Anivel Rothkama, the half-orc barbarian OCD blacksmith.
I love that description, and it gets longer every week, and I love it. Let's hop down to Jonathan. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well. I'm Jonathan, and I play Rocky, the Goliath monk, sage bouncer, whatever you want to call him. And you can find me on Twitter at Red Hand Roleplay, and also with the actual play Red Hand Roleplay. Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right, and down to right below me. Hi, Steven. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I've got a bit of a cold, so we'll see how that affects things. I play Rowan, Tosscouple Porridge Pot. There's a hyphen between Tosscouple and Porridge Pot. He is a halfling bard warlock, although he prefers the word him, and both of our pronouns are he, him.
Fantastic. Max, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing excellent. I'm Max. I'm playing Theron, the Eladrin Blessed of Carolon, who switches back and forth between gender and seasons and is having a great time. Party healer, though doesn't get a chance to do that very often.
I'm not sorry. I will bring the pain soon enough.
Don't tempt them.
All right, and last but most certainly not least, Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am here, and now we are live, and so I am good.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Alexander Gaston. I use she, her pronouns, as does my character Silme, our sober-skinned tiefling rogue, who hopes to get maybe her scimitars that are a little bit too dry.
That feels like a dangerous state for her to be in for the rest of us. Well, welcome back. For those of you who have not joined us before, you're going to be hopping into the middle of this, and it's going to be a blast. But just to catch you up a little bit, we are one of 4 teams, the Winter Team, here on Variant Roles that are playing through Wizards of the Coast's now second newest published adventure, Waterdeep Dragon Heist. All 4 teams are running concurrently. We run here on Mondays. There's teams running on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and all of the teams are independent but somehow connected. Last week, our team continued to investigate a fireball that exploded outside their brand new place of business, injuring one of the bartenders and ruining some property in Trollskull Alley where they're located. They hopped around a bit. They broke my brain a little bit, as every good player is wont to do. And eventually they managed to follow some clues over to the House of Gond in the Sea Ward, the House of Inspired Hands. And while they're at the Temple of Gond, they got some interesting information about a construct creature called a Nimblewright that matched the description of what they think might have caused the fireball in the first place. So they have, through a bit of yelling, a bit of coercion, and a little bit of politeness, very little bit of politeness, they have managed to procure a Nimblewright detector and are planning to take it to try and find the offending Nimblewright and see if they can learn more about who, what, where, when. Well, I guess they know when, why, and how. So, what are we doing, team? Welcome back.
Well, Rowan will just be fiddling around with the device, seeing if he can make it work and if he can sense Nimblewrights around.
The temptation is well, you know what? I think Rowan probably would have started fiddling with it before anybody gave him instructions.
Oh,
so
yeah,
why don't
for
you
sure.
make me an intelligence arcana check and let's see how this goes.
Okay. I get a 14.
Oh, okay. So actually, yeah, it takes you a few tries. You don't blow anything up, but like you do eventually like pull the right set of levers and push the right set of buttons, and you manage to set the a little umbrella sort of thing on top of this stick to sort of spinning very slowly. But from what was described to you, it should be spinning a little more quickly and also making some noises, some clicks and whirs and such. If there is a Nimblewright within, I believe it's 500 feet is the range on this thing. So obviously it has been attuned in such a way that it doesn't pick up Nim, the Nimblewright that's here right next to you guys at the moment, or very near you guys, I suppose, because you probably left the temple at this point. But so it's not picking Nim up, and apparently there are no other Nimblewrights within 500 feet.
Well, that's really valuable information. That means that there's no other Nimblewrights hidden away inside of the temple, probably imprisoned.
There you go.
Perhaps we should have asked how many Nimblewrights are running around Waterdeep.
How many could there possibly be? More than 2. That seems impossible.
Didn't she say there was like 20 or so? Like she said there was a good amount.
I don't think she said that.
All right.
Are we just going to
I might have
smash every single one we see?
I think she just said that there were other Nimblewrights, but didn't give us a number or anything.
in my mind it went to 20.
Oh, we know to look for the mark, so that we don't have to necessarily, talk to every single Nimblewright that we find. And we have at least a pretty decent starting location, since Rocky and I tracked that one individual fleeing the scene away. So we can at least start looking around there.
Right.
Can we even talk to a Nimblewright? We don't really know their sign language.
Yeah.
Who says we need to talk to him and we just need to look at their neck and then slice it off if it's the right one?
Was it? I forgot to ask you, Eugenio. Was what they were using? Was it sign language, or would it have been?
It was a very unique type of sign language that clearly had sort of been cultivated between Nim and Valletta, the priestess of Gond rather. But it wasn't an established known language. No.
Okay, so it wasn't like a thieves' cant or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Just curious. Didn't know.
Yes, and that will certainly make it more difficult to reason with the Nimblewright. So we might just have to destroy it.
Wait, did it understand us? It just couldn't speak, correct? It didn't have ears, or?
Well, so for the most part, it seemed like Lady Valletta was having to translate everything into sign over to it.
Okay, crap.
Which doesn't necessarily mean it didn't understand you. It just meant that's what she was doing.
Maybe there's a record of who has procured it through legal ways, Nimblewright, so we can cross them off the list.
Yeah, but we probably aren't looking for anyone who legally acquired a Nimblewright. Because this one's a runaway and it's crazy, so.
But if we find one and it has a person with it, we go, hello, who are you? Oh, I'm John Smith. Oh, okay, see here, John Smith owns a Nimblewright. That's okay, yours is fine. But if we find one and they're like, my name is Tommy Face Smasher, and they have a Nimblewright, but they're not on the list, we'll know that Tommy Face Smasher is holding in possession the one that we have to do whatever with.
I'm going to go ahead and let Theron name all the NPCs from here on out.
Perfect. Absolute perfect thought strategy.
Well,
Or we just go up to people when we look at the neck and we go, you have a silver Nimblewright here!
Danny, what would you do if someone came up to you and said, Danny, let me look at your neck, and grabbed you and tried to look at
Oh,
you?
I wouldn't let him look at all. I'd smack him with my axe. Wouldn't get anywhere close.
Just making sure I knew where your head was. Okay.
Well, how about we call that Plan B, and we start by just looking around? That sound okay?
Well, I did.
Why, Rowan? That was positively thoughtful.
We've already left the temple, correct?
Yes, you have. Yeah.
We've left. Okay, so any thought of finding a way to communicate with it is out the window.
Well, the best idea I have is I can make an illusion of Nim, and that might give it pause or convince it that we're allies, or it might affect it in some way. If it has anything resembling affection for its creator.
Yeah, it probably does because it ran away.
That's actually really smart. Good idea, Rowan.
It probably won't work, but I'm at least going to try it.
Hey, that's
Well,
all I can do.
Reggie was just coming in to work, and he seemed, before the fireball struck, he was there on the street. So maybe we should ask him what he saw before everything went boom.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
It is. What time is it right now?
I think it's probably a ways into the day. A few bells past high sun. Reggie wasn't in today. He sent word that he was still recovering. He was hopeful that he could probably come in tomorrow, but he still wasn't quite up to moving around too much and wearing anything heavy that would touch the burns on his back.
Do we have his address? Do we know where he lives?
You could probably find that out easy enough.
We don't even know his real name. How are we going to find out where he lives?
That's actually a good point. Now that I think about it,
I mean, it would have to be in the
you'd
job.
spend all day looking for someone named Reggie, and you don't know if that's his name.
We have to know our employees' addresses.
I feel horrible, but you literally asked me what his name is. I thought you were just asking me to pick a name, not.
Well, we know the bar that he used to frequent. They probably know something about him.
That's true.
We could start there, and bring him a nice care package since he was harmed on the job.
Yeah, I'm game. Wait, wouldn't somebody at our tavern know?
Probably.
We had
I mean-
people in there.
What
I'm
now?
not in charge of the paperwork.
There was I forgot her name because amnesia. She was tending to him when it happened.
Oh, it was I believe it was one of the other bartenders that was a friend of Bonnie's, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
But I mean, they don't know him any more than you all do. They were hired from a separate contact of Rowan's.
Well, fine. We at least know he lives in the dock ward.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
We can probably track him down. We just have to put a little bit of time and effort into it. And maybe just while we're doing that, we can pick up some food and maybe some beer for him, since he seems to really like beer. And I don't know. What's something that you think Reggie would like a present or a gift or something?
Potato juice.
Money.
Money? But that's always seems like kind of a lame gift.
So impersonal.
I don't know.
I can't even believe you're thinking of money because he literally is a drunkard and would probably love a lot of bottles of the potato juice.
He's doing a lot better.
I was gonna buy him a new shirt.
He's got a job. And
I mean, my healing spells are probably useless at this point. He's just in pain. We could pick something up from Fala. They may have something for burns.
And a new shirt since his was, scorched.
that's a really good thought. Yeah, we could get him a nice pair of clothes and something for the pain.
Let's do that because it sounds like it's going to be away from the northern end of the North Ward with the noble houses. So let's go.
Right.
Oh,
I don't know how I forgot about that, but I was like, why is she so antsy?
Eugenio hates us so much because we're avoiding anything that is progressing any story.
If that whole situation's going to make you nervous, maybe we could get you a disguise, or at least make it so that you're not so easily recognizable.
I mean, probably wouldn't help, but I got a paper bag upstairs. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, I don't really know how to do disguises. The best I could do.
Me neither. It's a paper bag.
Would be an illusion, and it would be kind of rough. Yeah.
Well, we should go at least question Reggie. He may have some answers about what was going on in the streets right prior to the attack.
Yeah, I think that's a good first
All
step.
right, let's go.
And I think the higher beings who wish us to progress upon this quest would really appreciate that.
What higher beings?
We're talking about you, God.
Did you hear that?
Are you talking about Ilmater?
Are you there, God? It's me, Theron.
No.
All right.
Can I get any of those inspirations?
So I'll pick up a burn ointment from Fala.
Mhm.
And I'll pick up a nice new shirt.
Okay,
And I'll get.
so we're heading back to hold on. So we're heading back to Trollskull.
Mhm.
Yes,
We're
or
heading-
fighting spirits.
Okay, great. So heading back to Fighting Spirits. Theron, you're going to see Fala to get some a burn ointment from them.
And a special request.
Great. Silme, you're getting clothes. What are the other three of you doing?
Food and alcohol.
Great.
Yeah, I'll help bottle the potato juice.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So a non-magical sort of herbal burn ointment is gonna probably run you, like a good one will probably run you 2 gold. So nothing too outrageous, at least for this neighborhood. Still a nice new shirt, or are we like a work shirt, or what are we going with here?
Something that's like soft that wouldn't stick or irritate his skin.
Okay. So yeah, you could get a nice something for 3 silver.
Something. How much does that translate into like not silver?
Well, it's 10 silver per gold.
Okay. I will try to do math in my head. 15.
Okay. And then, so all of this is procured, and then...
I guess we're going to go see if we can track down where Reggie lives.
All right. So why don't you all make me... Let's see. Who is leading this little search?
Yes. Silma.
Yeah. Silme. Okay, fantastic. So, Sil, why don't you make me a charisma investigation check as you ask around and try and get people to tell you. You can do it with advantage since people will, your team is all working together.
Investigation?
Mm-hmm.
19.
All right. So it takes you a while because what's funny is like you don't know his name. You figured out that that's probably not actually his name, but no one will tell you his real name. So you're sort of like you describe him and they're like, "Oh yeah, I know him. He lives here." And you're like, "Cool, what's his name?" And they're like, "Yeah, he lives here."
What? That's not suspicious at all. We have like royalty in our midst.
Yeah, right. He is secretly the open lord of Waterdeep. Yeah. It does take you the better part of the afternoon though. So by the time you get to him, it's getting on to evening, dusk, sun is setting, all of that. But you do manage to find his abode.
What's it look like?
I mean, like any place in the dock ward, it's not the nicest. It's not like you're in the field ward, so it's not like he's, living in a cardboard box, but it's the slums. It's not great.
Cool. I will go up to the door. I suspect there's a door.
Yes, there is at least a door, yes.
It's not like a sheet that I'm like knocking on.
No, like I said, you're not in the field ward.
Okay, then I just,
Okay, great. And you hear a sort of, who's that?
It's Sume.
Yeah. Come in.
Okay. I open the door.
So you open the door, and it's a pretty simple sort of 1-bedroom little, flat, I suppose. Or not 1-bedroom, studio flat. It's all one room is what I was trying to say. And you immediately see your dwarf friend sort of lying face down on a straw mattress, sort of like trying to turn over. Clearly he was like asleep, trying to turn over.
Don't turn over.
And he just flops back down.
Okay. We just came to see how you're doing. We wanted to drop off some stuff.
He sort of like starts to turn again, and then like you see him flinch, and he just like holds up like a thumb, and he's like, "Hey."
Can I go and sit like cross-legged so that like I can see him without?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he can turn his head to the side, so yeah, totally.
Like so that he doesn't have to move.
Yeah, totally.
And just sit down on the floor. Who all is with me? Is everybody with me?
Are we able to pile into this place?
I think I'd stay out. Just
okay.
Let Silme make it one-on-one and
sure.
I know Annie probably walked in and was like, "Potato juice!" And like, comes in like all right next to him, And then maybe she walked out to give him a moment, but she was like,
I go in because I've got the cream.
Okay, right.
Yeah. And then I'll sit down in front of him, and I'll just go, "Hey, I'm so sorry you got hurt. Like I said, we wanted to see how you were doing, and we wanted to drop off some stuff. I got you a new shirt, but it's soft, so that it shouldn't rub too badly. And Theron, they brought some ointment, and we wanted to bring you something to take maybe the edge off a little bit, and some food. Just
he at the something to take the edge off. He like smiles real big and again starts to try and move, and then sort of.
I just pour it into a cup. Just kind of like. Is there anything that's like a straw? Is there anything like a straw around?
Straw's invented.
I mean, no. So get creative and tell me what you find.
Well, you said he's lying on a straw mattress.
Yeah.
A water skin.
A
water skin would have something like a spout to pour in.
Is there like an actual like piece of straw that might be drawing crispy and hollow in the center?
Make me an intelligence investigation check.
For straw.
Or, sorry, wisdom perception. You're looking for something. Yeah, wisdom perception. That's better for you, I know.
Wisdom. No, it's not.
Oh no, investigation is better. Use that. Yeah, sorry.
12.
Yeah. I mean, like, yes. It's not gonna last too long, but like, it'll get some in him, and he'll be happy with it.
I was like, this kind of sucks, but here, and I'll like sew it and put it up in his lips, just see how long.
It's gone. Like you blink, and the cup is empty.
Ooh, that's impressive, Tyler.
Unwritten dwarven racial trait.
Yeah.
I was
this one in particular.
So we also wanted to see if perhaps you, before we get too much of this into you, you came up to see us the other day before it all happened.
He said, "Well, I was coming to work." Yeah.
No, but didn't you come up to talk to us?
For work.
Okay. Also, you were
outside. But I would have talked to you too.
Oh, well, thank you. I know that. Did you see anything before you came in?
He says, yeah, that's, I don't remember. Does anyone remember if he had a voice? It's been so long since he actually said
it was kind of slurred and
he what?
Yeah,
he was drunk. You like just.
Oh, right.
And
okay,
like
cool.
a little deeper.
So he says, he tells you, yeah, I was, that's actually what I was starting to say when the explosion happened. I noticed somebody following me a few streets back. I figured they were heading to check out the new bar, but I don't know. They must have gotten caught in the blast.
Well, what they look like, darling?
Oh, I don't know. This is a gnome. They all look the same.
A gnome. Okay. They all look the same. Was it a male or a female?
Well, it was male.
Okay. Anything else you can tell me?
No, I don't. That's all I saw. I was gonna tell you, word must have spread about the bar because I had somebody following me to find it, but that's all I got.
When did you start noticing that they were following you?
I don't know. Maybe 10, 15 minutes before I got to the bar. So they followed me a ways. That's why I noticed.
Well, that is odd. So, but I won't bother you too much, dear. I do have one more question. I feel awful coming over here. I don't know your name. We've been calling you Reggie out of love, but we were trying to find where you live, and we didn't know your real name. What's your name, love?
He sort of chuckles and then winces because it like pulls at his back, and he sort of gives you a wink and he says, "Not to worry, Reggie'll do for now."
It's not Tommy Face Smasher, is it?
He says, "No, but I knew a Tommy Face Smasher once. Nice guy."
I won't push, but know that you're part of our family, and I give him a kiss on the cheek.
Oh.
I'll put on the ointment. Is his back like exposed to the air?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get to work on the ointment, and I'll put a healing touch into him.
Oh, he sort of like sighs as you do both of those things, and then just like falls asleep and seems like more relaxed than he was that whole time that you guys were there.
Is there a pen around that might have something I can pull out of it?
A what?
A pen to make like a better straw. I just had an idea.
Build a better straw.
A pen to build a better straw?
No, I understood. There aren't really any ballpoint pens in the Forgotten Realms.
Probably quills, though.
You might have a quill. That's true. One of you all might have a quill on you that you could like take the actual like down part of the feathers off and cut off one end, and that would be hollow.
Yes.
Great.
So as he's fallen asleep, I'm gonna.
We got there. Sorry, go ahead, Theron.
I'm gonna go to Syl and go. Did you notice any gnomes amongst the dead or injured?
Who are you asking?
Syl. She was also with me looking at the bodies.
I feel like I didn't, but if
You
I
didn't.
but I know another small one. It might have.
Yeah, Hin friend. Let's go ask Rowan's. Maybe we're all around. Or maybe we could ask the watch. Maybe we weren't the target. Maybe they were after the gnome.
So, well, before I leave, I'll make sure there's like a smorgasbord within arm's reach of Reggie. And
Okay,
then
great.
put a new straw that is way more durable.
Right,
and fill it
totally.
and leave them to go. And I say, if you're not good tomorrow, just don't worry about it, okay?
We'll have the ghost
Yep,
cover
no,
your
that's
shift.
fair. That's fair. I think we should go. Let's go.
And as you guys are leaving,
And we're tipping.
as you guys are leaving, Rocky will just take out of his pouch one of the platinum that Annie gave him,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's like, he's gonna miss work. He's probably gonna need it, and then just sets it down next to his head.
Aw.
Oh my god, he's gonna have a heart attack when he wakes up.
Yeah,
He is going to kill us and betray us all.
Are you kidding me? He's gonna be the most loyal person because we've given him so much money.
We're the best employers he's ever had.
Wait,
We're the only employees he's ever had.
how much platinum did you give us, Annie? I forgot.
3 each.
I think
I'll
it was
have to look
3
it up,
each.
but yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 3 each.
I'm like scrolling through all of my messages.
I mentioned it on the Discord, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh shit.
All right, so you all head outside, and Rowan is out there.
Rowan,
Yes.
we did get a little bit of information actually. He
good.
said that, and he didn't tell us his name, which is really odd, but he says a gnome was following him towards the fighting spirits before the fireball went off. I don't remember seeing a gnome. Neither does Syl. Did you see a gnome amongst?
Yeah. Absolutely. When I was running around and trying to see if I could help anybody, there was definitely a gnome there. He was armed, if I remember correctly, but
Yep.
he was dead by the time I got there. I didn't take much more time to check him over or anything. I was kind of just looking for anybody who might still have a chance. And then there was the whole chasing after that one person, so I didn't really come back to it. And Reggie says that he was being followed by the gnome.
Yes, he was on his way apparently in our direction and had been followed for quite a ways, so I guess that's a dead end then.
It's an interesting point that as we continue to gather information, maybe it'll start to make a little bit more sense. I mean, maybe he was Zentarum, or he was with the Xanathar's Guild, or just headed out for us. Or just Reggie. Maybe he was just after Reggie for some reason.
So I guess we go hunting Nimblewrights then.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, that's the best lead that we have right now.
Let me go get my bag.
Well, I think right now we should probably get a little bit of shut-eye.
I will pull out the Nimblewright detector real quick while we're here in the dock ward and check.
Right where you all are. Nah, it doesn't. The umbrella sort of slowly spins, but it doesn't make any funny sounds or anything.
Okay,
How
we're
many
clear.
times a day can you use that?
I don't know. I'm going to find out, though.
Hey, big
I
brother.
haven't not been able to use it yet, so.
Yes.
Big brother, can you just keep it on while we walk back home?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe we'll get something. We don't know.
Yeah. So every once in a while, I'll just stop and check.
Okay, great. All right, and you all are heading back to Trollskull?
Yeah, to get a
fighting spirit. Sorry,
yes, to get a sleep.
to get a sleep. Delightful. All right, so
But we're
Let's
keeping the thingy on. We want the
Yeah.
thing.
I put
Okay.
on a special order with Fala, by the way.
what's that?
All right.
Oh, okay.
So I'll talk about that for another time.
Okay, great. All right, so you all get back to Fighting Spirit, and at least the way that you all headed sort of north on the high road, you wended your way through the dock ward, headed north on the high road because that's sort of the most direct route through the various wards, and then over to east towards the Fighting Spirit, and the Nimblewright detector never registered anything there. So
Okay.
all right, and so you all can turn in for the night. Tomorrow is a new day, in fact. And so there we are. We are, whoops. Next morning, no explosions, no excitement in the morning, so you all are free to begin the day as you like.
Well, maybe we can head over to the northward first thing and check around that block.
Annie comes downstairs with a legit paper bag over her head and 2 holes for the eyes.
Oh, Annie.
Come here,
Ready
Freddie.
to
Just
go.
one moment.
That seems unnecessary.
I go
You
over to
don't
the fire
understand,
pit,
Rowan.
grab some charcoal, and just at least put a smiley face on the bag.
No, this is. I come
All right.
down a little bit hungover because I had a little bit too much.
Sipping on that leftover potato juice.
I'm drawing ears on the side of the bag by this point and trying to put some eyebrows on it.
It was a rough day yesterday, and that lady was a bitch, so I needed to drink it off. And I
Ready to go still? Like, look at her.
Absolutely not. No, take it
it's
off.
fine.
That is
Nope.
going to be more. No, take it off
Nope.
now.
Nope.
Can I?
I will give you one of my cloaks. You can put the hood up. Take it off.
I have the muslin. You can do it whatever you want with it. I've been playing with it all night. Hey,
Make it into a hat or something. Take the bag off.
Can I try to silent image to give her something resembling a disguise? I can do it at will, and I know it's concentration, but it can move with her. And I don't know if it'll work very well, but it'll certainly work better than a paper bag.
That is true. So yes, what's super creepy about it is that like it's as she moves around, like you have to sort of keep up with it, right? So anytime that she like stops suddenly or starts moving quickly or like turns her head or anything, like there's this sort of horrifying moment.
Those sound like wisdom checks.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in general, it's like both horrifying and super cool, but not probably ideal for disguise, but also probably less conspicuous than a paper bag, because when it's working, like when she's moving sort of at a normal pace and not turning her head at all, like, you know, it works. If anyone inspected too closely, it would pretty quickly, you know, fall apart. But at the moment, you know, as long as she's not doing anything unexpected.
Oh,
Penny,
yeah.
is there someone you don't want to see you?
Maybe, and it would just be better for all of our lives if some people didn't see me.
Okay. Well, I can do this thing where I can kind of disguise you as long as you don't move around too quick. It'd be better if I can just do like little details or something. Is there distinguishing features that you want to hide? Do you want to look like something completely different?
Yeah, Annie, are there any distinguishing features you want to hide?
Well, I'm already hiding one of them. But
well, what if we just took like the muslin and just made like a big old like scarf that you just wrapped around your face like a.
Maybe just not looking like a half orc, with, you know, because, you know, I'm 6.5 feet tall, pretty imposing, and
that's
our with like a veil.
Silent image away.
Okay.
Right. So maybe just not maybe half orc here in the face.
Okay. Okay. So coloration and your teeth, and then that'll work.
Oh, the ears. Ears are a dead giveaway too.
Okay. I think I can do that.
Can we just put some nice eye makeup on her and then just kind of put like a
no makeup,
a scarf or a veil?
Like I'll put a scarf.
This is taking entirely
like a bandit.
Yeah, and just around
no makeup,
like really nice. But we could just do a little bit on your eyes, just a little bit.
Nope.
And then,
nope. I like the bandit idea better.
Okay, so, why don't you, Rowan, and we'll sort of we'll use this sort of as a baseline for the rest of the time that you're doing this. Why don't you go ahead and make me a charisma arcana check, since charisma is your spellcasting.
I'm really good at this.
Great. I'm glad to hear it.
And I roll a natural 20.
Oh,
So I get
okay.
a 25.
I mean, unless she is, like we said, like moving unexpectedly or something, and even then they're only small slips, right? They're not quite the horrifying monster Two-Face that we described, I don't think, with that. You actually do a pretty good overlay job as you give it a go. And like I said, the 6 feet tall, 6.5 feet tall part is hard to disguise, but she's a 6.5 foot tall, not half orc, so it's something.
Check it out in the mirror. All right, I think this might be okay. All right.
Okay.
I feel a little bit about going that way now. Might still not want to make eye contact with people, but yeah, okay.
Hey, maybe don't talk so fast.
What?
No, stop.
Oh yeah, that does. When it most often does weird things. Particularly because you definitely had to spend some time on the mouth to hide the teeth.
Yeah.
You get little glimpses of her tusks.
I'll try not to talk too much then.
All I can think about is like video game lag, and it's just like
yes,
yeah.
Basically.
And I'm gonna have to be focusing on this pretty hard. So I know everyone depends on me to notice stuff. So I just want to warn everybody that I'm gonna be really locked in here.
Really good.
well, we're screwed.
Really good.
Let's go, guys. I think we got it now. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except we got Rocky. Rocky's got a perception of like 1,000,000.
That's because I don't wear bags over my eyes.
That's very true, handsome. That's very true.
Didn't have a better idea, Rocky. Let's go, guys. Oh, somebody else might need the wand though. Rowan can't handle it right now.
Yeah. Here.
Do you have to be
the
Arcana to
detector.
use it?
Yeah. No. Rowan can show you. Rowan can show you how to use it now that he's sort of figured it out.
Yeah. Just
I take it.
hit this doohickey here and shake the gizmo, and these things spin around, and it makes sounds and stuff if it's like working. Yeah, exactly like that. And he says as he's not even looking over.
Focusing so hard on Annie. I love it.
I'll guide Rowan to make sure he doesn't walk into any lampposts.
I was going to ask. That
He's
feels
like got his eyes really, really wide, like afraid to blink.
This would be a lot easier if you would just let Rocky carry you.
I
I
can do
understand
that.
its demeaning.
No, that's all right.
I think it's okay.
Look at him.
I'll just.
So,
Okay,
Rocky,
I love
you lead the
so
way.
much.
I got this. I totally
Amazing.
got this. Yeah.
Well, let's go then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all head out, and you're sort of following the path that you two chased after the individual yesterday, right? Or a couple days ago, whenever that was. Yeah, now 3 days ago, I guess. All right, so you sort of head that way, and Syl is sort of, clicking it on and off, and it's not very long. I mean, it's maybe half a block from the fighting spirit when the umbrella begins to spin a little bit faster, and it begins to whir, and you can feel little clicks sort of vibrating through. They're soft. It's not very loud, and the umbrella's not spinning very quickly, but it definitely has clocked something.
Dude, does it go a little bit more if I go this way or this way?
So you sort of at this point you're so far out that like it's hard to tell big differences, but Rowan and Rocky can continue sort of. This is only about halfway as far as they managed to chase the cloaked individual before they lost him, so they can sort of continue to lead you on what their path was, and it does continue to get louder and louder and spin faster and faster, and eventually you get to the end of sort of where their trail went cold, and so the going is a little bit slower at this point as you have to sort of experiment and really keep an eye on it, but eventually you are led to one villa in particular here, just not even very far from the fighting spirit. I mean, obviously more than 500 feet, but like, only a few 3 to 5 blocks away from you all. This villa, let's have intelligence water deep knowledge from Airbody, please.
Ooh.
Let's start with Theron.
9.
9. Annie.
9.
Makes sense, though. You probably wouldn't know this family anyway.
17.
Okay. Syl.
22.
All right, Rowan.
Also 17.
Okay, and Rocky.
Looking out for danger, only a 6.
Okay, so Annie and Syl and Rowan, you all know that this is the villa belonging to the Growlhund family. They're a, minor noble mercantile family. You've heard of them just through some business that they do, but they're not big wigs in particular.
What's her name again? I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Growlhund, Gralhund.
Family, and they're in mercantile.
Yeah, something like that from what you've heard.
So like
They're not super famous or anything, so it's sort of like,
they're like middle class whatevers.
I mean, they're definitely nobles. They have this villa. It's good sized. They do live in the North Ward, but they're not like one of the ruling families or anything like that.
Okay, so they're not noble. They're just upper class.
Upper class for sure.
They wish that they were nobles.
They're
Probably.
like head of the like. Oh shit! Never mind. I had an analogy that would have been funny, but I forgot what words are.
That was inspiring.
Head of the homeowners association of the Rich People Club.
Oh yes, that's exactly.
Okay, cool.
Level they're on. Yeah. Okay.
Came back in a pinch.
Great. Syl, you got over a 20, right?
I got a 22.
Okay, so you know a little bit more about them. You
Mhm.
think that they trade in arms and mercenaries primarily.
Okay.
And you remember something about a couple of years back. There was, those of you who were in the city at the time, you all remember this event. A couple of years back, there were several masked lords who were all assassinated sort of in quick succession.
Oh.
And you still heard a rumor that maybe they're you're not really sure exactly how, but maybe somehow Lady Growlhund was going to be appointed a masked lord, was like a whisper that sort of spread through your channels of the city, but apparently nothing ever came of it.
Oh.
Or did it?
So they apparently have some connections despite their sort of president of the homeowners association status.
I'm sorry. That's all I could think of is like.
No, I love it. I think it's great.
Where she's like, your yard is a half an inch too long. Okay.
Yeah. So you do some experiments. You try here and there. You try a couple of the other houses or villas in the area, and it's pretty clear that whatever Nimblewright this this thing is detecting, it is coming from Growlhund Villa. Though that's about all you can tell from the street.
I knew it had to be a noble. God. Okay. Well, looking at it,
Mm-hmm.
are there? I assume it's probably gated, and there's.
Yeah, it's definitely
they have
gated. You don't
guards?
notice any guards offhand outside, but it is gated. There's a locked gate and then a front door beyond that, and all of that good stuff.
Is there a way to go around the house, or is it like townhomes?
No. You could go around it. So you all take a brief little walkabout around the villa. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I'm just looking for other entrances, and I'm also looking in windows, oddly enough, just to see if there's anything looking out that's kind of like peeping.
So the house is 2 stories. You do notice a back door to both the gate and the house, but that also seems to be locked. There are some windows on both floors, although not many for a house this size. And also it's sort of hard to see super clearly into them from outside the gate, right? Because you're not right up against the house and the windows. You don't notice any movement or anyone looking out from what you can tell from the street.
And is there one entrance that might be away from prying eyes more than the other, or is it all pretty obvious?
The back door is a little less conspicuous, but it's still sort of, you're on a different street, but you're still on a street if you were to go in that way.
How tall are the fences?
The sort of gate, it's sort of stone and iron. It's they clearly spent a bit of coin on this one. It's probably about 10 feet high. Maybe not quite, maybe more like 9.
Like, could someone climb over it?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do we do now? This thing is doing something. It's probably in there. You know?
Yeah, that it does kind of. I mean, it answers the question, but now we're in a little bit more of a complicated situation because you can't like just bust the door down. We could take it to the guard or take it to the watch.
Also, all this shows is that they have a Nimblewright, not that it's the one that we're looking for, right?
Good point.
They haven't done anything wrong necessarily.
Yeah, but we do have like at least a connection in the sense that we tracked the individual fleeing the scene back to this approximate area.
Well,
so it could just be coincidence, though.
I don't know. I mean, they're noble. It's probably not.
I suggest maybe one of us knocks while at least one other person, a couple people are watching the exits if something tries to flee.
It seems reasonable.
Pretend we're making a delivery, and then we got the wrong house, maybe. Like, oh, aren't we supposed to deliver this package? Isn't this 1269 to Noble Lane, whatever? And then they'll be like, no, this isn't. We'll be like, are you sure? This isn't you. And like we say their names and stuff maybe. And then, we just kind of waste some time while the other person maybe sneaks in and tries to get.
I like it, but I also want to do something stupid.
You always want to do, what is, oh my gosh, what is this? You always want to do something stupid. But, I did a dead drop last week, so it's fine.
And you did such a good job.
I want to go in there. But I don't want them
You just want to break in?
Yeah.
Isn't it like broad daylight?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Can we see the windows? Can we see through the windows?
I mean, Syl sort of tried, but you're far, like the yard between the gate and, the walls and the gate and the house itself is large enough that like you can't get a great angle. Sections of the wall are stone, so you can't see through them at all. Anyway, it looks like it's probably mostly dark inside the few windows that you could see. You don't see anyone moving about.
Would I know if they had dealings outside? Like, would they? Are they in their, center office and the building down the street for their day job?
No, from what you've never heard of them having any sort of, like, most of the business that they do, because they don't make the arms, they sell the arms, and they like sell mercenary contracts and things like that. So they mostly work out of their villa from what you know.
Wait, they sell mercenary contracts. I could pretend to be a mercenary.
I mean, you could definitely distract him and I can see.
Yeah. I think
I'm sure talking will not be a problem.
I'm a good liar. I will come with you.
Let me have perception checks from everybody.
Maybe you should be talking
as you all are discussing this.
I'm your manager.
Let's start with I can't not. Let's start with Syl.
Natural 20.
Okay, great. So Syl will notice, and depending on what she does, I will maybe ask the rest of you for your roles, so keep hold of them. But Syl, you at the very least notice that turning the corner and coming down this sort of back street where the back door is are a couple of city watchmen.
Rowan will be turning to Annie and saying, now, Annie, it might not be the best idea for you to be the one to go talk to them. Not because I don't think that you're capable of it, but because it would be really hard for me to.
Head over. I'm gonna go. Oh my gosh, there was a bug on you.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you get it?
Man, I swear.
Did it get in my hair?
It came from that way, and I'm gonna point directly coming down.
Great. Okay, so you all notice the watch if you're we're not great.
Oh yeah. Okay. so we should go.
And they're sort of, they're probably, 15, 20 feet from you guys and headed your direction, but they look like they're just on patrol. They're not like coming after you.
Yeah, we just like casual, everyone. Just casual, lean up against the wall.
So
Annie.
once we get enough money from fighting spirits, maybe we could buy a house here. Annie, what do you think of one that looks like this design?
Annie, are you leaning up against the wall looking casual?
Oh,
trying to, yeah.
Cool. Let me have a charisma deception or charisma performance. Either way.
Can I help her with that? By talking to her about looking for a house?
Can I
you
lean
can have
on
advantage.
Her? Oh, okay, I was about to say on her or something.
I will try to make her face look as casual as I can.
Forgot about that. Yes.
With advantage and nothing to add to that, 15.
Okay, so it's okay. You're surprisingly casual looking.
I think that's the most casual I've ever seen you in my life.
Yep.
Your face is practically serene.
Going on here. Wait,
I don't
what?
know that I go that far, but
Placid.
Yeah, this house, just the color though, it looked so drab and wrong. And
Rowan, it's okay to blink.
Yeah.
yeah. I love it.
I'm thinking we're just waiting until the guards.
Yeah, so at this point they're past you, and they've got another 15, 20 feet before they turn the corner.
Did I know either of them?
Roll percentile.
What is that, 2d10s?
Yes. Why did I give you a percentile mechanic? It was terrible.
I got a 5 and a 3.
Okay, so you didn't know either of them.
All right.
Okay. So Annie, I was just trying to say that it might be hard for me to keep this up if you're talking to somebody, and especially if I don't have a clear view of your face.
That's okay. That's why Theron's going to come with me, and Theron's going to be like, "This is the mercenary you hired. I'm here to deliver."
Okay, that should work.
I'll be quiet. I'll just look very menacing and intimidating and like a mercenary.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you doing that? And I'm sorry.
What?
I don't. I
really want to. Oh, I'm itching.
Well, Silme, if you go this by yourself, I don't think that there's anybody in the world that could possibly do a better job. And I believe in you that you can do a complete, that you can get in and out of a daytime burglary with no one the wiser. And I will give her inspiration.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
All right. Other plan, if we're not going to do mercenary, though, is that we go in and say we're here to inspect your Nimblewright within Nimblewright Official Inspection Company, and we have to make sure all Nimblewrights are up to par. And that's how we can tell if the mark is on there.
That's you are a smart person. I think we should go with the mercenary because you're a much more convincing mercenary with your muscles and that strong jaw of yours.
All right, let's go.
All right. Do you want to get anywhere?
Oh, not so fast.
Slow back down a little awkwardly.
She starts off and the face is still hovering in the air.
Dang it. Okay.
Slow movements.
Okay. All right.
And so are they walking away from me? And I'm just on
yeah,
the
so
side?
you all are going to do this at the front door or the back door, Theron and Rowan and Annie?
Front door.
I think.
Right? Or back door?
I don't know.
Probably with these kind of dealings.
Okay.
Sil, is there any place you want to be that's a little higher than you could climb?
I was wondering if Rocky wanted to come with me.
Yeah, so I'll go towards the back. I'm probably not going to sneak in with you.
Okay.
But I'll try to keep an eye for anything fleeing the scene.
Totally. I will also say that you all notice they're not super inconspicuous. You all notice that both the front and the back gate have like padlocks on, not padlocks, but like they clearly are both locked. So yes, that.
They can't even get to the front door.
Correct.
We can yell. This is where I can yell, and it'll be fine because no one's looking at me. But I can yell.
Is there an arcane doorbell?
Well, you know that thing that I
did. Go ahead, Theron.
You know that thing I did where I disappeared and reappeared somewhere else? Well, I can do that to one of you.
What?
Yeah, so it's a little blessing of the spring.
What does this do?
I can teleport you about 30 feet away. Up, down, over, left, right.
Can you teleport back? Or do you have to see the person? Okay. We could get Sil in and not get her out. Yeah.
But I could get her up and she
This is the best plan.
Nothing
I could get her to the roof, technically. Be a little safer up there.
How far away
If
is
we
the wall
do this-
How far away is the wall from the building?
Oh, it looks like it's probably about 10 or 15 feet between the wall and the villa.
Do they have to see where they are going to put me, or am I going to end up in a wall?
I have to see where I can put you. So if there's a balcony, I can plop you on a balcony.
Right.
Is there a balcony?
Yeah, there are little turrets and balconies. Sure, why not?
All right, look, if we're gonna make Seal just appear in broad daylight somewhere, I'm thinking maybe we should then wait for night in the cover of darkness.
That might be the more common time for these kind of dealings to go. Are they? Sil, you know more about them than I do. Are they open about this mercenary arms dealing?
I mean, it's the work.
It's the common knowledge. Okay.
Yeah, so it's common knowledge that they trade in arms, but what's not is that there may have been some dirty stuff afoot when... Did you guys ever hear about the executions a few years ago?
Mhm.
I wasn't here. No.
It was bloody.
There were a lot of masked lords that were executed, and after that, Lady Grohund was rumored to be replacing one of them. So there might have been some, dirty dealings.
Well, that's right up Annie's alley. She hates the nobles.
She's not the only one.
I mean, but we could easily just say, I have this big, brawny half-orc, and she just loves to
I don't look like a half-orc. Nope. Don't look like a half-orc.
Is Rowan coming with us to keep her?
Yeah. Well, I'm keeping my distance and just...
I know
zeroing
you
it.
guys want to wait until nightfall, but I don't want to risk this thing getting away and hurting somebody else in that amount of time.
We could watch the stake out of the house. We could watch it.
Okay, here's our plan.
Oh,
Try
Rocky.
the mercenary.
Voice of reason.
It doesn't even matter what it is. Take inspiration.
Not easy? Damn it.
We really should stop planning.
It's about timing. Here's our plan.
Uh-huh.
We try this mercenary thing right now when it's daytime, when they're going to be doing business. And if that doesn't work, still, you and I, we keep an eye out for anything trying to flee. If this doesn't work, then we come back tonight and we try to either get you in on the cover of the darkness, or here's something that I thought that was really smart. What if they have an opening from the sewers?
Okay.
That's really good.
I
have those every now and then.
Yeah, of course you do.
Where Rocky and I can set up where we can see each other but see different areas of the house so that we're able to cover a good amount of distance.
I don't. So I think the doors, the two entrances are on opposite sides of the house. But if
Okay.
you wanted to watch the two entrances, you wouldn't really be able to see each other. I mean, I guess that's not necessarily true. I suppose you folks could be on like corners and keep an eye out and be able to watch. So yeah, you could do that. Sure.
Okay.
I just realized I am going to have to go in with them, because if the deception actually works and they get invited inside, then I need to be there.
But that's why I was asking.
Yeah. Sorry. I guess I was just sort of assuming that it wasn't going to work. I apologize.
Rowan! How
I didn't mean it like that. I meant just like subconsciously. I'm obviously correcting myself because I have confidence in you.
Yeah.
Rowan or T, if you guys do get inside and we don't see you, will you be able to let us know?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
actually.
probably.
Okay.
Last night I was really trying to talk to the ghost, so I tried to learn this little messaging spell, and I can speak into someone's mind, and they can respond to this message.
That's incredibly neat.
Well, that's not the first time that's happened to me.
And with the amount we split up, I mean, it's bound to be coming in handy, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Let's
do
go with
this.
that. All right.
I'll
then,
keep us
Rocky.
connected, but I think I have to speak out loud, so I'm going to have to be a little weird and talk to myself. I'm going to need to acquire a little imaginary friend.
Just
who sits
pretend
on
you're
my
talking to
shoulder.
me. Just pretend you're talking to me.
Let's talk the roadkill.
Yeah. Theron, you're definitely going to have to do the talking. I'm going to have to be doing my best to keep Annie looking the way that she is now.
Gosh, it's like you never blink, Rowan. Is there like really that much concentration?
I know. I feel like I'm going to start crying. Let's just get this moving.
Get this over with.
All right. Well,
So there is a sort of, you notice as you look at the gate, there is a sort of little chain that is connected to a bell on the other side of the wall that you didn't immediately notice. But there is something to sort of like, ring for the gate that you all notice. So you're at the front door or the back door. There's one at both doors, but
Arcane doorbell that would have played La Cucaracha would have been so much better.
that's a little more expensive. It's a little more than the Growl Hunts can really handle. You know what I mean? Are you at the front door or the back door?
I think Annie deserves the front door treatment.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
He's good enough to take
And
right to
then
the front door.
Rocky
So
and
you'll
I
head to the
are,
front door, and you two are keeping an eye on the back door to check the
Well,
exit.
yeah.
the person with the best perception over here. Woo, woo.
So you pull on the little cable, the little chain, whatever, and the bell rings, and you can sort of hear, like, apparently there's maybe either a very complex system of wires, or maybe there is actually some magic involved, because as the bell next to the gate rings, you hear a bell ringing like from inside the house somewhere. So you ring and wait. And wait.
It wasn't La Cucaracha.
And wait. No, it wasn't the Cucaracha. And
Theron,
no one comes out of the house to answer the gate.
That's odd. Maybe we should try the back door.
Yeah. Okay.
Or we ring it again. Ring, 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 ring.
Show your enthusiasm.
Ron's like, no.
And it rings, and Rowan finally gets you to stop. The damage has been done. And you wait, and nobody comes to the door.
Oh, I bet this is another situation where there's a bunch of bird people in there and they're all dead.
You know those standard situations.
Maybe they're on vacation. Okay, we can try the back door. Walk slowly.
Thank you.
You all sort of do-si-do with Syl and Rocky and switch places and try the back door, and nobody answers that one either.
Does this mean I get to break into a noble house now?
Not in the daytime still.
Oh my god.
Press the
I'm
dinger
not
again.
lucky.
Do the dinger. We need to know, is it still here? Maybe it fled when we rang the doorbell.
I do the dinger.
Great.
No,
Nobody answers.
No, I do
The
the
wand.
The
and-
umbrella.
Oh, that dinger.
That's the
Yes, it
detector.
still dings.
It's still dings.
Forgive me for confusing the very that we are dealing with right now.
You're forgiven.
All right.
Okay. Well-
Yes, it is definitely still inside this house.
I know it's been asked more than once, but just to confirm, we didn't see anybody looking out at us or anything from the windows when we tried to peek in. They might be dead.
Yeah.
Do we see?
We're on vacation.
Probable cause.
Do we see any? So, kind of going off of Rocky's idea, do we see any sewer entrances that we might think might lead under the house?
Yeah, let's go down to the sewers.
Let's.
It's never gone wrong.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Let's call it an intelligence investigation
For
with
me?
advantage. You all can choose who does it since you're all working together. That's fine.
I say Silme.
Okay. Oh shit. Sorry, just dropped a
Who
dice.
has an intelligence bonus of us?
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Just have a plus
My
one.
investigation is really good.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and
Uh,
remember, you have inspiration too, and it's going to go
I-
away soon.
Oh yeah, your bardic inspiration is going to go away.
all
So
right,
just
I'll
throwing
use
that out there.
a lot. 23.
Okay. So you sort of follow, and you all had some experiences in the sewer. There aren't any obvious entrances, sort of in the streets right around. You think that maybe there are probably. I'm going to say that you sort of like open up some covers and like poke your heads down to sort of see which way the tunnels are running. You think
It's a
there,
hard
at the
side.
very least, there are sewer tunnels that pass underneath the general vicinity of the house. Whether or not there are entrances or exits, it's sort of hard to guess. But there are at least tunnels that pass underneath.
I mean, there's definitely a tunnel that passes underneath, but
Let's go check it out.
Okay, and we check it out.
I agree.
I mean, if we're gonna break in, we're gonna wait till dark anyways, right? So daytime, let's go underneath the sewers.
Well, I mean, it's dark underneath, so does that count?
Yeah. Sure.
Well, we could,
How quickly you all forget about Reggie and his first day back at work. What?
I told him to take his time.
He's got to open by himself.
God.
He's got
First you give him a clopen, then you get him blown up, and now you make him open solo?
Best bosses ever. We're new to this.
Is Casper there? Casper will keep him good.
That's right.
That's why we gave him the
I left
platinum.
him a fruit basket. I'm right. There's a fruit basket on the bar that says, "We love you, Reggie." And there's like a whole chalked out painting that says, "Employee of the month."
Yes.
Great. All right.
That's wonderful.
I love that. And yes. So you all check out the sewers, and there are, it looks like there are some old sewer passageways that head underneath the house. And it looks like there used to be exits, but they were pretty well, like you can tell, you're not in a hurry. So I'm not going to make you roll. You can really take some time to sort of examine things. And it looks like, it looks like there were some exits that sort of are approximately underneath the house, but they were bricked up and sealed off quite some time ago. So they're not immediately accessible, which isn't to say you couldn't reopen them, but it would take some work.
Me and Rocky are like popping our knuckles over here.
I see that.
I'm keeping my eye out for the same symbols we saw in the Xanathar tunnels.
In this area, you don't notice any. I mean, I assume you're keeping a pretty tight perimeter to where you think the house is. If that's not the case, let me know. But at least at the moment, yeah, near the house, you don't notice any of those symbols.
And
All right, we bust this open, or we can go in through the front door anyways and bust that
If I-
open.
If
we
I
do
peek
mind
through a
if-
window, I can pop Syl inside and she can open the door for us.
We still have to get around the padlock on the front and the gate.
No, he doesn't.
Not if I teleport it.
No, I mean for like letting us in, she'd have that still has to get unlocked somehow.
True.
There's
Well,
a
how
gate
about-
that's locked.
How about we work on
How am I
getting
the only one?
Or you just
we-
climb the wall.
it'll take us some time to get this open, and by the time that we're done, it might be darker or dark outside, and then if this doesn't play out, then maybe we can try still sneaking in through the top.
It definitely looks like this was done by professionals. You
Oh.
think in order to get it open? I mean, again, it's possible, but it's not going to be a quick job without risking collapsing the tunnel as a whole. If you really want to
Got
get it open, it's going to take a solid day or two of careful. Yeah, it's not impossible, but if you all are in a hurry and don't want to risk collapsing the tunnel on you,
Well,
And I
I don't
don't
know
see-
anything about sewers.
And I
Not
don't
a
see
thing.
anything else. Like there's nothing here that.
no.
All right.
All right, stake out the house the rest of the day. Make sure no one comes or goes, and then nighttime we break in.
Okay.
I agree.
Everybody
I mean-
go ahead.
I mean, our official story is we're checking on the family because nobody answered the door. Wink.
Right. Is everybody staking out, or is anyone doing it? Does anyone have anything else that they need to do during this evening?
I'm just concentrating on the illusion because apparently this is now a
Ew.
stakeout.
Must be exhausted.
Does anyone have I don't know, drops or something?
You know what? Actually, that's a long time to be casting. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Right. I roll a 5, so
So
Could
I
have taken a break in the sewers.
Rowan. I think Rowan has a
6.
level of exhaustion.
uh,
I mean, because this is hours and hours and hours of keeping up this facade.
You kept it up even in the sewers when only we could see.
no, but then we got
even
right
if
out
he
of the
didn't,
sewers.
though, yeah, even if he did,
I
you
was-
all could have been down there for more than an hour.
I was kind of encouraging us to stay in the sewers subtly because I was hoping to get a break, but no, now we're staking the place out. So okay.
I would assume that not all of us would because a group of
That's
a
sort of why I was
Goliath-
asking.
a Goliath, a purple-haired tiefling, a halfling, a half-orc with not half-orc with lagging face, and Theron, that would be too much. So
All right, look, I'll go back to Fighting Spirit. I'll hang out there until nightfall and come back, so that way Rowan doesn't have to keep doing the illusion thingy bopper.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
especially since we're so close, but someone at least should stay here.
Mhm.
Who's got the
Okay, so who else is going back?
I'm happy to stay. I can see in the dark really far now.
How about wait?
right.
Would he? Would you lose a level of exhaustion if you took a short rest, or does it have to be a long rest?
It's
Long
got to be a
rest.
long rest, but if you were not going to stay and make him keep it up for the whole day while you're waiting to stake
Okay.
it out, Annie, then I don't think.
Okay.
Then you'll retcon that decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can sneak up from the other side and use my message to keep in touch with him.
Okay, so who is going back to the fighting spirit?
Annie.
Just
I'll
Annie.
head back too.
Okay, and Rocky. There we go. Okay, great. All right. So you two head back to the fighting spirit, and as you and the rest of you are staking out both doors. Yeah, you want to be positioned so that you all can see each other as best as possible and cover both doors. The two of you head back to the fighting spirit. Sorry.
Can I get on the roof of something else?
They're all sort of like noble villas, like that.
Shit.
That would probably eventually be noticed.
All right.
So the two of you head back to the fighting spirit. Once you get there, it's still early enough in the day that like it isn't super busy. You know, you get a few in there, whatever, and the dwarf is in fact not there.
You try to make us feel guilty. You're the worst person on the planet.
That is probably true. But there is a familiar face in the bar. It seems that Rainier Neverember has finally decided to come and check out your establishment.
And we sent back
Charisma folk aren't there.
non-workers.
Awesome. Perfect.
It's Rainier Neverember.
Yeah. He
Oh,
spots you two
God.
at about the same time and like does several like not so subtle like looks for your friends.
Nope, just us.
Okay, Rocky's a little better than Annie.
Oh,
he's like,
God.
"Oh."
Oh, we're screwed. This is amazing.
Okay, Annie's actually going to after having that talk with Theron, she's going to remember to not try to be too prejudiced towards people, but it's still very hard for her. And so she's like, "Yeah, what are you doing here?" And like grabs like some potato juice and like, "Here, try the potato juice. It's great."
And he gamely tries it and is suitably impressed. And he just, he says, well, I wanted to, I heard that you all had acquired this place from Volo and what you turned it into. And I was hearing great things and I wanted to come support. And then when I got here, I started hearing rumors about quite the event you all had a few days back. Is everyone all right?
Well, no, not everyone. We're all okay, but some of the people on our street didn't do so good.
Oh, how terrible. I'm so sorry to hear it. Did you know any of them?
Not too many. We were new, right? But some of them were Rowan's folks. He seemed to take that pretty hard.
Oh, no. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, well, I'm terribly sorry to hear that, but I suppose I'm glad that you're all safe, and I assume the Watch is looking into it, or perhaps you all are looking into it, if I know anything about you five?
A little bit of both, yeah.
Is it Rainier?
Yeah.
Do you know any Nimblewrights in the city?
He says Nimblewrights, those puppet-like things that come out of the Temple of Gond on the celebration day for them, the parade.
Yeah.
No, gosh,
Yeah.
I've not seen any of those since last year's parade.
You haven't seen any since the parade.
No, you didn't. They don't come. I don't suppose they leave the temple very often.
Well, there was one, shall we say, runaway that might have been involved in the fireball. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, if you know anything about that.
I know, but I wouldn't have expected a creation of Gond to to do such a terrible thing. He says, how strange. Has any of you heard, or have you managed to find out what the reason was? Was there, were you the target? Was someone, why? What do you know?
Just
What do
because
we know, Rocky?
not a lot, Annie.
Very bad.
I think can I do an insight real quick to see just like if I really trust Neverember?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nat 20 actually.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. He's genuinely concerned, but he's also like, his curiosity was definitely piqued, maybe more than it should have been just saying like a Nimblewright might have been involved. Like that's weird, but whatever. But he like very quickly and very intensely sort of became focused about this.
Right. Okay. So yeah, It's definitely pretty weird. We don't know a whole lot, but we went to talk to the people at Gond, and according to them, like Annie said, it's some kind of runaway. Not authorized or something like that. It's pretty strange.
He gets thoughtful for a second. He says, "You said that there were Hin victims, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Were there any gnomes injured in the blast?"
My God.
I think so. Yeah. What do you know?
One time I don't go with everybody.
He takes a deep breath and he says, "Well, I think I know who that was, and I think perhaps I know why he was killed."
Really?
It's only conjecture at this point, but I've been connecting some dots ever since my ignoble abduction by the Xanathars and Xanathars Guild and the Zentarum. And
For what it's worth, I still think you're noble.
he says that he's not sure if it's a compliment.
Neither is Rocky.
Yeah, great. But he
Wait,
says,
Rocky, do you think it's Floon?
Oh, I really don't know. I legitimately don't know.
He says, oh, I think I was lagging, so I'm going to hold and not say anything for a moment.
Yep, you're back. You're back. Bueller?
Aha!
Okay.
There we go.
Ah, there we go. Yes, I didn't say anything because I realized that I was lagging, and so I decided to wait. So he says, "Yes, where are your other three friends? This might concern them."
Well, they're actually
Busy.
They're trying to
busy.
track him
They're
down
busy.
right
busy. They're busy. I put a hand on Rocky's mouth and I go, "They're busy."
There's he sort of puts his hands up and he says, "No, fair enough. I assume that they're off not investigating what happened with the fireball, and that's really all I need to know. Although I will say, if I'm right about even parts of what I'm about to tell you, this might be something better left to the watch. I wouldn't want, not that I don't trust or gods know appreciate your abilities, the five of you, but well." I'll tell you, and then you all can decide whether or not you feel like you should retrieve your friends. You see, I don't know how much the two of you know about my family, but my father, Dagult Neverember, was Open Lord before the current Open Lord, and he was not a popular figure at the end of his tenure as Open Lord, not to the city, and most certainly not popular in my eyes either. When he was ousted years ago, I thought that he would flee to Neverwinter and that his long dark shadow would be gone for good from this city where I make my home. The truth is, I wanted nothing to do with him after that, but his spies have continued through the years to hound me. You see, one of them, a gnome who I now believe may have been one of the victims of the fireball outside of your establishment. His name was Dalakar. He's been watching me for months. About a 10-day and a half ago, he disappeared. I had no idea where he'd gone. And it was quite conspicuous. I assumed he hadn't suddenly become a much more skilled spy and was simply evading my notice. Rather, he apparently had dropped off of my tail. The thing is, my father trusted very few people, and that gnome Dalakar was one of the people he trusted. So I spoke to a few of Dalakar's friends. I was concerned, both for his safety, as he was but a pawn for my father, but also that perhaps my father was moving something apace. Apparently, Dalakar had been sent on a special mission to retrieve an artifact known as the Stone of Galore. Apparently, he was afraid that the Zentarum and the Xanathars Guild were close to catching him, and so he had fled after retrieving the stone. When he heard about my kidnapping, he wanted, by the same organizations that he was afraid were chasing him, he wanted more information about the adventurers who had rescued me, namely the five of you. I have a feeling that Dalakar was planning to pay you a visit and ask you to deliver the Stone of Galore to my father in Neverwinter. It makes sense and is the only real reason I can see that he would have been outside of your establishment that morning.
Oh my gosh. Did he have the stone on him?
I believe he would have if he was coming to deliver it to you all. He always did seem to be rather confident in his abilities. He would have carried it with him if I know him at all.
Crap, I didn't check the bodies. I was too busy chasing after somebody else.
Somebody else, he says.
One of our neighbors said they saw someone running down the street and gave chase. We lost the trail near the North Ward lower noble houses.
He says, right. Well then, I think perhaps I should look into this further. He says, can you, I understand, and I don't want to step on your toes, and I do still think that if indeed my father and the Xanathar's Guild and the Zentarum are involved, I do, again, not to look down on your abilities, but I do think this would be best left to the watch, at least at this stage in the investigation. That said, though, if you could perhaps tell me sort of generally whereabouts your friends chased this individual to, I have contacts that I might be able to get in touch with to see if perhaps they can get a bit more information for me on what might have happened that morning. If you're willing, of course. I understand completely if you'd like to keep the details of your investigation to yourselves, but if you wouldn't mind a hand and a bit of help, I might be able to provide it.
Well, here's the thing. The mechanizations of you nobles often have all of these effects that none of you understand and none of you expect. This gnome, Dalakar, it sounds like you're saying was the intended victim of this attack, right?
Indirectly, yes. I mean, I believe he was targeted because of the stone. Knowing these groups, I doubt it was personal, though who can say?
Well, those minstrels weren't. And all of the businesses here that have been destroyed weren't. So, I understand that you have a lot of plans going and all that kind of stuff, but we have to know everything you know, or else more people are going to die.
He nods and he says, I understand, and believe me, my friend, I know better than most the consequences of the aristocracy's plans gone awry. I've seen my fair share of unfortunate consequences. That said, truly, I know no more than I've told you. If you will forgive me that at least at this moment, without garnering their permission, I don't feel comfortable revealing my contacts to you, as that would be a breach of trust in a different place. And I think you'll understand that. I will, of course, ask them what I can reveal of them to you, if you trust me enough to look into this on my own. But if not, again, I understand, and I do admire the five of you and your skill, and if you want nothing to do with me and the possible assistance that I can provide, I absolutely respect that. I do.
And I'll kind of go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead, John.
I was gonna say I look at Annie.
Really good. So you just scared each other.
Like, you want to tell him?
He already knows most of the story as it stands. What's one more thing?
All right.
Basically, what we know so far, we think that the Nimblewright might be at the villa of the Growlhund.
A vague flicker of recognition in his eyes, like, I've heard of the family. I know where the location is. He says, right. I will check in. Thank you for trusting me.
Nobody's answered the door so far, though, just so you know.
Really?
We've been trying all day.
Today?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is perhaps things perhaps are moving a pace more quickly than I would like. He says, I do truly thank the both of you, and I promise that anything that I'm able to dig up, I will come straight back here and inform you all. In fact, if you'll excuse me, I think it's best if I were to away now and check in with my contacts.
You might want to be here back. You want to be back before nightfall, just for reasons.
He says, right, please tell your friends to be careful if they're going to insist upon taking this into their own hands, and I'll be back as quickly as I can.
Right.
Was there something else, Rocky?
Well, I'm debating if I should tell him. I was like, look, Yes. We are planning to go in there tonight. Do you know of any reason other than the obvious of that being a very bad idea?
He says, I mean, obviously, not that I, again, don't trust your friend's skills, but breaking into a noble's residence, as you all are likely aware, is quite a serious offense should the watch catch wind of it. That said, beyond that, and any punishments that a magistrate might levy upon your friends, if indeed the Xanathar's Guild and or the Zentarum and or my father are involved, the dangers inside that house are likely larger than simply a noble and her husband.
Thanks for the advice.
In the name of dramatic irony, please, as you were.
All right. He says, right. Well, I will return as quickly as I possibly can. And he runs out.
Okay.
Rocky, maybe you should go back and let the others know. And I'll stay here in case he comes back in the meantime.
Well, I hate to leave you here alone.
Well, I don't have Reggie. Never mind. There's other people. It's fine.
Yeah, there more people are starting to come in now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're right. They need to know. And
All
so I'll take off to go talk to them.
All right. Let's check in with our other group that is keeping watch here. What have you? Nothing. No one has gone in or out. So what have you all been doing to entertain yourselves for the last, I don't know, a couple of hours probably?
That's
What
an
would I have
excellent.
to roll to see if I lost patience and went in anyways?
Oh, good lord.
Ooh.
Probably a wisdom. I'm going to call it a wisdom saving throw.
Because if I know
Sure.
so,
Give her
she's
disadvantage because I'm going to try and talk her into it.
not- 'cause
Oh no.
she is not. She's not patient at all.
Sure.
I'm not going to try to talk her out of it. So yeah.
A wisdom save?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 7.
Okay. So you get impatient.
So, Sil, the question is, isn't this really the best time to go in? Because no one else is there except the Nimblewright, as far as we know.
You don't know that there's nobody else there. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, Annie was being really insistent on beating on that door. You think someone would have at least come and said, sod off, shut up, go away.
And the fact that nobody came at a noble house in the middle of the day where they do their business is super suspicious.
Look, I'll keep in touch. I'll send you a message. I'll just continually talk into your head, and if something happens, I'll come popping in.
Rowan has been over in a corner of the alley, like playing with illusions and like practicing them, and he's like, "Wait, what's happening?" So you're going in?
Oh god, this is so stupid, but she's not very smart, so it's fine.
Okay.
You call for help the second you say, just yell something that either Rowan can hear or just respond to one of my messages.
Yep, I'm doing it.
What kind of a pattern has the City Watch done? Have they passed by a few times?
Yeah, they have, and you could time it so that right after they pass by.
Can I like to see if anybody in the other buildings are looking at us?
Wisdom perception check.
Shit.
Old Ethel looking out the window for rabble rousers.
9.
Not that you notice, no.
Cool.
Now let me find out if anyone is
All right.
infected.
So you're just taking a look around, right? Because if you get in any sort of trouble, we don't want to do that without Rocky and Annie here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just an exploratory mission.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So headed in the front gate or the back gate?
I was gonna go over the wall.
Okay. Headed over the front wall or the back wall?
The side wall?
Okay. Sure.
Is there not a sidewalk? Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to find the most inconspicuous.
Totally. Make me a strength athletics check. There. Okay, got it. How did that go?
Ooh. Strength can't be acrobatics.
Yes, because strength is to climb.
10.
Oh. So she's having some trouble getting over the wall. Help! Help!
Once you're over the wall, can you get in through the door? Is all you need to do? Would this be the perfect time to silver poop you up there?
It's just, can you just give me a boost? Do you want
Did you want to get onto a balcony?
Yes.
Okay, boost. And as I connect the tip of her heel, she disappears in a silver mist and appears on a balcony. If there's one within 30 feet.
Sure. Yes, there is a balcony that's enclosed with a big wrought iron railing. There's some lounge chairs arranged on it. You're about 20 feet up or so.
That was so cool.
So cool.
So cool.
I like
only
make
do
eye
it once a day.
Okay.
Yeah, so good luck getting back down and over the wall again.
So
Well,
high five.
Air high five to Rowan.
Uh-huh.
Mage hand high five.
Shh. I would like to oh god, how many? I want to do 6,000 things at the same time. I want to check to see if the door is unlocked, see if it's trapped, and I want to be very stealthy.
Okay. Presumably not in that order. You want to check for traps first, I'm going to imagine. So make me an intelligence investigation check for that first.
7.
Does not appear trapped.
Is it locked?
It does appear locked, which you notice because you tried to open it and it doesn't open. So
Okay. I would like to unlock it.
great. Make me a dexterity thieves tools check.
We
That's
split the party 3 ways.
yeah, we did. That's Dex, proficiency, plus there's one other thing, wasn't there?
I don't know.
And I'm proficient in it, so it's
Let's see. What did you choose as your... okay, so it's Dex plus proficiency plus proficiency. So plus 6 for you.
20.
That is just enough to unlock this door. And you open it up, and inside...
I get shot.
What's that?
I get shot.
Yes, with a rifle. Just so you open it onto a master bedroom, a very fancy looking bedroom with a
Tim, is
big
everything okay?
bed. And you can see in this bedroom there are bloodstains all over the place, and the door is hanging open. The door deeper into the house is hanging open.
Oh shoot. Oh shit.
Sil, is everything okay?
How's it going in there?
You can respond to this message.
Oh, right. I was like, are you just yelling? Right, I forgot you had message.
I have so many cantrips.
There's blood everywhere.
Should we get the city watch?
I don't know, because
What's she saying?
once they get here, I won't be able to look. Give me 5 minutes, and I walk in.
Okay. Every 30 seconds, I'm going to ask if you're okay.
Oh god, okay.
All right, make me a wisdom perception check still.
God damn it! Another 3.
3 total?
Yes, I have
Oh, boy.
shit perception.
Okay, all right, so you walk into the bedroom. Where are you headed now? So you can see, sorry, there's a couple of other things. So there is a wooden trunk at the foot of this large canopied bed. It looks like there's a little alcove in one corner of the room where there's a claw-footed bathtub and a freestanding mirror. There's a fireplace in one corner, and above the fireplace is a shield that has a coat of arms on it. And there are logs stacked neatly, well, not so neatly anymore, they've been scattered everywhere next to the hearth. And there's a tall mahogany wardrobe.
Okay.
And then the doors that lead deeper into the house.
Okay, the mahogany wardrobe. I feel like I just want to check the wardrobe. Can I check the wardrobe?
Sure. So you go over to the wardrobe and open it up.
Yes.
There are expensive gowns and dress clothes inside here, some fancy pairs of shoes, things like that.
Okay, and does it look like, with my 3 perception or whatever, does it look like whatever caused this blood came in through the broken door?
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out whether I should look for a secret entrance into the room or not.
So you can hear at this point as you get, because the wardrobe is a little bit closer to the door that leads deeper into the house. So once you step into the room a little bit further, you can actually hear what sound like quite a few people fighting coming from deeper in the house.
Quite a few people fighting?
Yes. You hear screams of pain, and you hear metal weapons clashing up against each other and against armor. Some sort of fracas, which I haven't said in weeks.
I go back out to the balcony because Theron hasn't messaged me. Get everybody in here, get the watch, and then I go back in.
And he's like, but we're not there.
It doesn't matter.
Get the watch. Get the watch.
Okay.
Something's going on. I'm going over.
I will cast Expeditious Retreat, and I will zoom to get the watch.
Fantastic. You're getting the watch. Theron, how you getting over?
Parkour.
That sounds like a strength athletics check to me.
Roll better.
-1.
So do I. It's so bad.
16.
Okay, 16 is in fact enough to get across, though. It's not graceful, but you get across.
Okay, so if I now, how do I get to the balcony? Window. I'm just gonna. Oh God. So, are there windows? Are there bars on the windows?
There are not bars on the windows. Which windows?
Just the ones. Any windows? I need to get in the house. I'll try the door.
Well, how are you doing that though?
I thought I got over the wall.
What's that now?
Didn't I get over the wall with my?
Oh yeah. Oh, you just want to literally dive through a window.
I want to try and find a window to get through.
Oh. Cool. So yeah, you can find a window on the first floor, sure.
Okay. Do I see anything through the window?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's find out.
And he's gonna miss the whole battle.
Here we go. So this is looking in. You look in on what looks like it's some sort of a Yes. What looks like it's some sort of a guard barracks or something for the house. It's attached to the house, but you actually don't immediately see a particular way into the house from here. But it is, let's see. Oh no, there's a window that leads into the house. Okay, that's what you find. Really didn't think you all were going in, so I had to look at this.
Well, I'm dumb, so...
So you look in on the kitchen of what is the manor. You can see this empty of people, but stocked with cookware and utensils, a big fireplace that has like a cauldron cook pot hanging on top of it.
Okay. Is there a way to open it, or is it locked or closed?
The window is locked.
Just a quick question.
Hang on, let me finish with Theron.
So sorry.
I'm going to use the butt of my dagger and smash my way to get the window open.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, I mean, now you don't need to make a check for that. It's glass because they're fancy. So you can break your way in, that's fine. So you break that, and at about this moment, Rocky, you run up on where you were supposed to meet everyone, and no one is there.
Well, where did we decide to meet up? Was it close enough to the villa to hear stuff going on?
Oh, I think so, because like they wanted to keep an eye on the doors. So why don't you make me a wisdom perception check?
Right.
He finally asks of the one person with any wisdom to speak of.
He's the only wise one of all of us.
It's a wild 13.
Oh, okay. I do think though that's probably enough for you to hear the sound of glass breaking.
Right. Okay. So I know the glass is broken. I know Sill's penchant for patience. Yeah. So I'm gonna like look around one last time, see if I see anybody. Go, shit, and then sort of charge in, and I guess try to scale the walls. And I don't know. I move towards the noise.
Great. Give me a strength athletics check.
Oh man. That is a 15.
That is enough to get over. Also, perhaps not the gracefulest, but yes, you also get over and head. And you sort of, I imagine also like the window was a little high up, so I imagine that Theron had a little bit of work ahead of them to get up and into the window, and you probably, I mean, you're quick, so you get there sort of just as you see Theron's feet sort of tumble into the window.
Right. Okay. I sort of rush over as best I can, and I go, Theron, what
What
the hell is going on?
Anyhow, Syl went in. She heard something. You can respond to this message.
I'm next to you.
Next to each other?
A little hand reaches out the window. Rowan went to get the god. I think this is something we need help with.
You went to get a god?
Guard.
Guard. That makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Silvery moon accent. Sorry.
So Syl's inside right now?
Syl's inside. I'm inside. Rowan went to get them. I'll deal with the lies later. Get in here. We gotta get going.
Rowan, yes, so that.
Yes.
Hop to Rowan real quick. Rowan, Expeditious Retreat gives you dash on a bonus action, right?
Yeah, so I can move, dash.
Great, motor. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment and think about that while Rocky continues that scene that he's in right now.
Okay. Well, why are we in here? If she's inside, we have to go help her, right?
I'm inside. You're outside. Who's the one who's where that's supposed to be?
Definitely the time for this argument.
So I had to step away for a quick second. I'm real life confused. I thought there was a guardhouse that was separate from the actual house.
So
I went into the kitchen.
Yeah, he went into the kitchen. I got confused about the layout of the first floor of the house.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'll go. That's a fine enough point, and I'll jump in behind him.
Great. All right, so
I draw my bow.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna go well. So
I have no arrows.
Bow drawn. Rocky pulls himself up, and we'll get to Rowan, who headed to the nearest guard station, which you know because you're so close to the fighting spirit, and happens to be the guard station where Sergeant Crowley and his mage friend are generally stationed, and in fact, the two of them are sort of burning the mid-evening oil. Working on this case, so they both are a little surprised to see you barge in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot to explain very, very quickly. There's a Nimblewright. We followed it. We have a magical device to follow it. It's a rogue Nimblewright. It's somewhere in the North Ward. Then we found a house at the Growlhun, and something terrible is happening there, and I need you to come right away.
And Barnabas is like ready to be like, all right, slow down. But Crowley, like, he's been doing this a while, and he has a sort of sense about these things, and he's like, nope, let's go, and like gets a contingent of the watch, and they sort of hurry and follow you out.
Yes.
And so you sort of run ahead of all of them because even with your halfling speed, you're still faster than they are. And so as you're sort of running, Crowley calls after you, get your friends out.
I'll try.
Just picture that kid from The Incredibles.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so you're hurrying back, and you'll be there momentarily. Syl, sorry, Annie.
Okay, it's okay.
What are you drinking?
Potato juice, of course.
Of course.
But yeah. I'd probably say she maybe went up to the attic area a little bit, pulled out took out her locket and looked at a picture that she had inside of it, and maybe had a conversation, and then went back downstairs. But
I think that
there's a lot going on, so we don't have to go into that right now.
We'll get back to it. That's lovely. I think that
I
is
wanna hear it,
what she
though.
did. All right, Syl, what are you doing?
Oh, I've got those scimitars out, and I am ready for a fight.
Okay.
And I'm running towards the sound. I'm heading.
All right. So you're heading
stealthing.
out of those doors that are busted open.
Yes, and
you get
I'm
into-
quickly but stealthily going towards it.
So you sort of wait.
Well, you caught
Are
that,
you
did you?
quickly or are you stealthily?
I think it's more important that I remain hidden.
Okay, so give me a dexterity stealth check then. You can still move 30 feet. You just have to use your action to dash if we were in combat. So, you can still move at a clip, but
Don't I have cunning
you're
action?
not running.
I have cunning action.
Just give me a dexterity stealth check.
14.
Alrighty. So you head out into this upstairs foyer, and the sounds are sort of coming from there. It's not a super large space, and you can see a couple of doors that head into other areas of the house. But there are quite a few individuals in here, including some that have left their mortal coil and whose bodies are strewn on the floor. But there are there are still a couple of pairs of individuals who are locked in combat. Several of them wear armor that is emblazoned with the same crest that you saw on the shield above the fireplace in that bedroom. And the ones that they're fighting are all, just for funsies, make me a wisdom perception check.
14.
Okay, so as they're fighting, you do manage to catch sight of a couple of, they're all mostly in black, and you catch sight of a couple of winged snake tattoos on this other group of individuals.
And we don't like them, right? Those are the ones that are the invading force, not the ones that are trying to recruit my friends, right? Because there was the Zentarum, right?
That's the Zentarum. That's the symbol of the Zentarum.
And then the Xanathars Guild were the ones that were trying to recruit Rowan and them, right?
No, it was a Zentarum. It was Davil.
It was Davil with the Zentarum, yeah.
But he said there are factions, other factions inside. I'll contribute that way. Information.
Got it. God, I just need to know which one to poke. Which one?
Nickel.
Okay, so there's is it a guard for the Grunholds, or is it
make me a wisdom insight check.
Insight?
Yes. Invaders in the castle. All invaders.
Okay.
If it helps, since you have no idea who anyone is, there are 4 of the ones with the crest on them and 3 of the ones in black with the snake tattoos. So the snake tattoos are currently somewhat outnumbered, if that's helpful.
I guess. I just
I mean, I don't know that it necessarily would be, but like you definitely can't tell them apart, so I'm just trying to give you anything you can latch on to.
Cool. I am gonna run at the ones with the snake tattoos and attack them.
Great. Oh, I should also say, sorry, I should have said this. So it looks like the ones with the snake tattoos are trying to get into the door that you just burst out of, and the other 4 with the sigils are clearly like keeping them away from that door.
Are trying to get into the master bedroom?
That's what it seems like, yeah.
And the 4 sigils are trying to keep them out.
Uh-huh.
I, honest to God, don't know what to do. Is there a way where I could possibly use thaumaturgy's not that strong, I assume, correct?
No. I mean, what to do what?
To try and kind of cause a rift between them?
No, I mean, the most it could do is make like a loud sound that might temporarily distract them, but they're sort of like minor divine miracles that cantrip creates.
Yeah, I'll do that. I literally will create like a loud, like as loud as I can. And I just want to go, who do I need to poke?
Okay. Cool. So, let's see who it distracts. Nope. Yes. Nope. Yes. Yes. Okay. So it distracts one of the insignia folks and 2 of the snake folks, but it doesn't distract the majority of people there. So basically, those people just end up getting run through with swords, and the rest of them keep fighting.
I mean, there's that. Okay, cool. Well, I did something.
Okay, so Sill's like, who do I have to poke? 3 people die within seconds. And she's like,
well, that's fair.
All right, let's hop over to Theron and Rocky. Yeah, nice time to take a sip, Sill.
All right. So Theron took out her bow, and then Rocky pulls out his bow, but they're very different things.
Yes.
And I'll look over at Theron and I'll go, Theron, you mentioned that you can do the brain message thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. I have that.
Well, will that be far enough to reach Annie? She's still at the Fighting Spirit.
She's too far. That's way too far. We maybe she got impatient and followed. I don't know. We gotta get out there. Scylla's alone.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I guess it's up to us. We get to be heroes tonight, and he'll just start moving forward.
Okay, so there are two doors out of the kitchen. One of them to the north, and one of them to the south.
Any idea where she went, Theron?
Well, I've got to roll. I'm gonna listen to see if I can tell what door the most noise is coming from.
Sure. Give me a wisdom perception check.
Oh, that's good actually. That's a 17.
17. You hear quite a bit of noise. Oh dear. It is slightly louder coming from the south.
We're gonna try this way. You're fast. You can. If I'm wrong, you can go the other way. So I'll
Sounds good.
All right, so you all open the door to the south. This is a pantry of some sort, it looks like, that would have supplied the kitchen. And that's definitely not the most notable feature. The most notable feature are the dead servants that are lying on the ground of this pantry, both of them in livery with this particular insignia on their uniforms. And it's an older male human and a younger male halfling. Whose bodies lie on the floor of this pantry. There is another door heading out of the pantry.
Okay.
Terrible.
Yeah.
There's actually two doors, but one of them looks like it leads outside.
Okay. I'll move forward and start opening up the other door, and I'll say, Theron, can you message Syl and see where she is, and also what happened to these people? As I move forward,
Syl, we're here. The door. You can respond to this message. What's going on?
Ah!
All they hear is,
she said,
I need to poke!
Right, that is exactly the moment when that happens. Yes, correct. And you're screaming it in your head as much as you are out loud, so that's what you hear, Theron.
So, push, let's go.
All right.
Amazing.
She's going to poke somebody.
At least she's still alive then.
Right.
And I'll open up the next door.
So you open up the next door, and this leads into a great big hall, like the main grand hall of the villa. The floor is strewn with bodies. You can hear fighting coming from from a wide staircase in the northwestern, the far corner of the room. There are two enormous iron chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, a long dining table, elegantly carved, chairs around the table, blah, blah, blah. There are a bunch of bodies, and there are two black cloaked individuals standing over a couple of bodies holding maces up in the air.
So they're alive, right?
These two are alive. Yeah, they're standing up, and it looks like they're about to beat the crap out of one of these bodies.
Okay.
They haven't noticed you in the moment. If you all can tell me right this second what you want to do, if anything, I'll let you act.
I pull back my bow.
All right.
With the string, with no arrow, and I just go twang, and a silver bolt shoots out of my the hand holding the bow and hits one of them.
Amazing. I love it. Go ahead and roll that attack. Rocky, what are you doing?
I'm going to charge forward and grapple, try to take him to the ground.
Fantastic. Go ahead and make me a strength athletics check, and I will contest that. Presumably not the one that Theron fired at.
Well, yeah, but we didn't talk about which one's which, so.
It will get there before him. It will get there before him.
That's fair.
That's true. All right. What was your roll, Theron?
19.
19 will absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
And that is 8.
8. So that definitely, I mean, you can see that both of them are injured from the battle somewhat. But that is definitely enough to distract him, and he whirls around and whirls on you, Theron. What did you get for your athletics check, Rocky?
14.
You got a 12, so you are in fact grappling the other one. So let's just go ahead and continue on then. The other one starts right at you, Theron, and is going to swing with his mace at you. That is an 11 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, so it misses. The one that's grappling with you is going to first try and get out of the grapple, Rocky. So go ahead and make another strength athletics check.
Sure.
Or don't. I rolled a natural 1.
No, and I rolled a 20.
Amazing. All right, so the status quo is maintained. Theron, what are you doing?
I'm going to toll the dead on this one.
All right, wisdom save?
That's wisdom.
Okay.
14.
13. Fantastic. Rolling really well
Excellent.
tonight.
Wait, are they going
Seven
after
dead.
the Zentarum?
They are black cloaked, yes.
Got
Yes,
it.
there
Okay.
is a Zentarum member.
17.
He crumples.
Sorry, 7. Total 7.
He still crumples to the ground and is dead, but not quite so quickly, I suppose.
Sure.
He sort of looks around for this bell and holds his head, and like he can't stand the sound and just crumples to the ground, dead. Rocky, what are you doing with yours?
I'm gonna kind of like turn him or her over so I can see their face, and I'm just gonna reel back, ready to slam right into them. What? Who are you? Where is she? What'd you do to her?
He looks very confused about most of those questions. Stephen. So he, I think, is just gonna try to hit you with the mace. So if you want to punch him, you can go right. If that was what you were waiting on, you can go ahead and try and punch him.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, do that first.
I'm just gonna try and attack. That is a 19 for
That
some
absolutely
class.
hits. Yep.
Okay. For 5 damage on the first one.
Okay.
I guess I have a second one. Can I try to disarm with that second attack?
Yeah, sure. Make another strength athletics check.
Okay.
And where am I? Do I?
And that's
see-
a 18.
God, mine was better. I got a 16 this time. All right, so he drops the mace.
And I'll
not-
pull back up again.
He's sort of
Go ahead. Yeah.
And not-
I'm not kidding around. Tell me what's going on here.
Oh gosh. Go ahead and make me a charisma intimidation check.
All right.
These are not the same ones that are in your room, Sil, just to be.
That's what I was like.
Yeah, no,
Can
they're not
I
the ones that
see
are in your room.
this?
No.
Okay.
It's actually only a 12 because charisma is not my strong suit.
Oh, yeah, that time I get a 19. Cool. So he's going to try and wiggle out of the grapple one more time. So go ahead and roll an athletics check.
That one I'm a lot better at, 18.
18. Okay, so he got a 17. I'm doing better, but not quite good enough. So you managed to hold him. All right, we're going to hold right here on this because Rowan arrives at the house.
Would it have been possible to swing by the Fighting Styles and grab who I think Rocky and Annie are both there?
The fighting
And-
what?
The
Fighting spirit.
Styles.
sorry, brain.
It's okay, I really like that, actually. Yes. Okay. So then, yes, you're gonna swing by there. It'll be a little while longer before you both get to the villa, but yes, you can pick her up along the way. You all
We're bringing the cavalry, so it'll be fine.
Right. I was gonna say you'll probably get there about the same time as the watch does in that case. Okay. So let's go back to Sil real quick. We'll do a short little thing to give them a little more time to catch up. So, Sil, what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna go after the boys in black.
Okay. So with that one house guard that was dropped when you distracted them, there's a hole for you to sort of zip through and get to the Zentarum. Go ahead and attack.
Okay. Oh, that's a natural 17.
That will hit.
Yeah. Okay. So I am hitting with my scimitar, so that is a
Alright.
d6. Plus 2. That's 4 damage. Ooh.
Okay.
And I spin around and hit him again.
All right.
Plus dex plus. I'm proficient. Yes, 17.
Yes. Oh,
And
yes. I was looking at the wrong stat block. Yes, that hits.
4 again.
All right. So he is not pleased, but he's the only one left. 2 of the 3 Zents dropped when you distracted them. So he's the last one left, and he's surrounded, and he tries to run, but he just gets cut down by the remaining house guards. Theron and Rocky. Theron, why don't you take a turn?
I'm gonna. I think Rocky's got everything handled here, so I'm gonna take off to the door.
Okay, so you'll through the door, up the stairs where you heard the other fighting coming from.
Up the stairs, yeah, because I know Sil went upstairs.
So you head upstairs and you walk in right as. Excuse me. You get up there and walk into this little foyer area right as the final Zentarum is dispatched by the 3 remaining. Yes, Sil?
Did I get sneak attack?
Yeah, because you had guards within 5 feet.
Shoot, that is...
So 2d6.
Yeah. That's 10. And that should be...
Plus 4 plus 4. That actually wouldn't have killed him. He had 2 hit points left, which the house guard then took him out with.
Well, then I would have taken him out? Oh, then he would have had 2 hit points.
Right, he would have had 2 hit points. Even
that
if
would have been so that would have been 18 total.
18
I would have
altogether,
dealt to him.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah. So Theron, you head right up there, right as the final Zentarum member is dispatched by the house guard. Oops.
You'll have my bow out. I'm not really certain what the guards are going to do, having us just randomly burst into their house. So I'm going to send a message to Sil. Are you okay?
She's right in front of you.
Going to send a message to Sil.
You're right. I shouldn't have said a word. You're absolutely right. That is exactly what you do.
I'll just go for now, as I've turned and looked at the guards, still brandishing 2 scimitars.
Yeah, and they have definitely turned their weapons on the 2 of you, because though you helped, you are unknown quantities and you're armed.
Yep.
So the 3 remaining, the 3 remaining ones of them have sort of moved to get on 3 sides of you 2 as much as possible, and are sort of holding their swords out towards you. Rocky, what are you doing down below?
I'm still trying to get information from this guy, not knowing where Sil is, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna once again, last chance. You gotta tell me something.
What is your passive perception, sir?
It is should be 14.
All right. So you do not notice as he's squirming, but he sort of stops struggling so hard, but you do not notice him slip a dagger from his boot and try and stab you with it for an 18 to hit.
That works.
Okay. That is going to do 6 points of piercing damage.
I'll go ahead and do my Stone's Endurance.
Okay. Cool. He's so terrified now.
for 9 plus whatever.
Nope. I think, you know what? This absolutely wouldn't happen mechanically, but it needs to happen. I think you do the thing that Goliaths do, right? And turn part of yourself to stone to really shrug off attacks, and the dagger just breaks. And he's
right. And
Peace.
I just go, that was the wrong answer, and I just squeeze until the light goes out.
Yes, you do. And at that moment, Rowan and Annie and the guard arrive at the house, and they sort of break down. It takes a couple of them, but they break open the gates and they bust in the front door. And that is where we're going to leave it this week.
No.
No, just 1 more hour.
I know. And we could go another 20 minutes, but I don't want to, because that's a great stopping point.
That is a great cliffhanger.
Tune in next week for Some's TPK.
Cool. Wow. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight, or for watching this video on our YouTube channel after the fact. We appreciate it. Let's go around and introduce ourselves once again. Let us know who you are, who you played, where we can find you on the social medias, and what your favorite moment of the night was. Let's start with Alex.
Well, hello again. My name is Alexander Gaston, and you can find me on Twitter at Crit Charisma or on Instagram at HowlDaggers. Favorite moment of tonight would have to be Steven's utter dedication to the spell and how he did not blink. He sacrificed his eyeballs. Rowan still remains one of my favorites, although everybody's my favorite, but Rowan is definitely one of my favorites as well.
Absolutely. All right, fantastic. Allison, how about you?
I can find me on Twitter at Letica05 and with Red Hand Roleplay. Have another episode dropping this week. Take a listen to that. Favorite moment of the night was when Theron was trying to get over the wall. Just that image.
Yes. That was dedication.
It was.
I love it. All right, let's go to Jonathan.
Hey, so once again, Jonathan Cox. You can find me on Twitter at Red Hand Roleplay, or once again with Allison on the Actual Play podcast. Should be dropping tonight for that new episode. So go check it out. We're actually about to start a new session, so a great time to check in if you want to.
Fantastic. Do we get your favorite moment?
Oh, right. Favorite moment. Well, I mean, it's got to be right there. What just happened? That twist, that turn.
Yeah.
Where you see the darker side of Rocky.
I love it. I do. All right, Matt. Okay, Max.
Okay. I'm Max, and I'm part of Variant Roles with all the other things it does as well. I can be found on Twitter, allmaxd20, and I play Theron. But my favorite part of the whole night is that we once again, this time, managed to split the party in 4 bits instead of 3 or 2. Someday there's going to be a 5-person split, and it's just going to be chaos.
I feel like I'm not doing my duty as a dungeon master by not killing you all when you split. How will future generations be able to trust the don't split the party advice if they ever watch
precedent?
I got to use so many spells tonight. I'm so happy.
Even had 2 battles going on as well.
Yeah. Right. All right. And last but most certainly not least, Stephen.
I'm Stephen Rowe. You can find me on Twitter at RightRow. My favorite part of the night was when Theron teleported Silme, and we both at the exact same time went, "That's so cool!" And then, because it was like we were already telepathically like, yeah,
that's
amazing. Right. Sparkles teleporting, awesome.
I love
so
it.
Good.
I love it. And I, of course, am Eugenio Vargas, also known as your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, DM Jazzy Hands from the Actual Play podcast, The Last Refuge. I don't usually do this, but I love doing cliffhanger endings. I do them all the time on the podcast and haven't gotten to do super awesome ones yet until tonight with this one. So the ending was my favorite little bit of tonight. But of course, every moment playing with you knuckleheads is always my favorite.
You're welcome.
So join us next week to find out how this goes. But before then, come back to Variant Roles on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, because that's how time is. To watch the Autumn Crew get into their trouble during their investigations of the Fireball. Of course, then Friday at 8:30 p.m. is the... Oh, I never get this right. There's summer, right?
Yeah, spring is on Saturday.
Okay, cool. So the summer crew on Friday night at 8:30 and the spring crew on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Check them all out as they navigate their way through this part of the story in their own unique and uniquely knuckleheaded ways. And then we will be back at you next Monday, 1 week from today, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Do be sure to check us out. If you haven't yet, hit follow on the channel, hit subscribe if that is a thing that you are willing to do. You can also make sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/variantroles, because there you can also check out these videos if you missed them live, or you can go back and catch up if you've missed any so far. Also, as of a week or two ago now, time is a very strange thing for me because I've traveled so much lately. But recently, Variant Roles started a Patreon. You should absolutely go check that out at patreon.com/variantroles, ROLES, and support the awesome programming that the amazing Dan Gaston does for us here, so that we can continue to have awesome things like this 4-team mega stream of Dragon Heist. So head on over to patreon.com/variantroles and check them out. Thank you all so so very much for hanging out tonight. Drop us a line on social media. Tell us what you think. Tweet at us. Let us know, because we're going to be talking about this all week, and we'd love to talk about it with you. Have a really wonderful week. We hope to see a bunch of you back on Thursday night. Happy gaming.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.